you need the recording, like definitely let me know too. So with EA, what we got? We got this big bullish move right here, and maybe let's just see around this time we could also see like a move where EU is probably like sliding up a little bit, and AU is probably sliding down a little bit. So I'm gonna mark this whole section off. So all of this is my buy zone. All right here, this whole little bullish move. So let me see the time. The time at the bottom. So this is all in the day, because this is 8 o'clock on the second, and then this is 8 o'clock the next day. So this is all in one day that EA made this bullish move. So let me go to EU and see what was going on at the time from the second and the third. So on the second right here, the second and 8, you see we get that slide down a little bit. And then AU, I'm sure AU is probably sliding up at this time. No, it looked like it's doing the same thing. It looked like they're both going the same way, but at the same time, I'm gonna show what's going on. No, it's not it. It's right here. And the next day is right here. Okay, boom. Hold on. All right, bet y'all can hear me now. Okay. So I'm saying like we have different indexes and they all represent different strengths for this currency that we trade. So we got the dollar, and then we got damn, my bad, damn, my bad. So yeah, we got the indexes that give the strengths for the currencies that we trade, the dollar, then we got the euro, then we got the pound, the Swiss, Canadian dollar, the yen, the ZXY, that's the New Zealand dollar, and AXY. So pretty much you can treat these the same way we treat forex pairs. You know, we got our same buy and sell candles, we got our same order block, so on and so forth. You can't really trade the dollar, but I'm sure like most of y'all know by now, if you can't trade the dollar, you can just trade the dollar's opposite, which is EU. So let me show you. So this whole little structure right here, we got this big up move, this choppy little correction, down move, down move. Let me show it the arrow. After this, I'm gonna go through a few pairs too that I also been marking up. But let's pick this dollar. So with this dollar, we got this grand push up, then we got this push down. Then we got this sideways consolidation before we push down again. Sideways consolidation, push down again, and sideways consolidation. So on EU, it's gonna be the opposite. Flip side. PPU, boom, same thing. I'm gonna hide this first because I got a lot of mess on the chart right now. But you see, it's pretty much doing the flip side. So if you understand the dollar, especially like if you're more of a fundamental type of person, and you understand like what's going on in the news, you understand what's going on in the world, that's really really good. That's kind of why EU is one of my favorite pairs. If you understand jobless claims, like if you know the jobless claims report, is going to be bad for the U.S. dollar, then you know EU is bullish. It actually, I think it happened today. Today was actually kind of tricky, but that's usually how it goes pretty much. So, but we beat EU, right? Got this same thing as a dollar. Let me show the dollar real quick. Okay, so the dollar, boom, this up move, and we start falling down. So now I'm gonna come here to EU. We got the same thing. We got this down, we got this up move, then we got this push down, we got the sideways consolidation. We push up again, we push down a little bit, and then we took off, pushed up again before we went sideways. You can't really see it. I got a lot of missing away, but that's the real general idea. So let's peek the Euro index. It's not going to be exactly the same because you see a lot of gaps, but you see it's moving pretty much like the same thing as the euro dollar that we just looked at. For the euro, that's up move, that's this down move. Same consolidation, kick up, kick down, boom, bada bing, bada boom, same thing. So just by understanding this, like understanding your currencies and understanding like the indexes for them, that's always gonna like work in your favor. I've had a lot of setups with my indexes. I just never like actually like use them, but I'm gonna show how it's pretty effective. So you see, we got this big up move, we got this down move right here, and then we got this fall down. We got this sharp fall that we had. Well, this was all this morning. Remember, we had this big up move, and then we had this sloppy little correction down. So it's the same thing for Euro USD. This big up move, we got this slight little move down. But let's not forget that this is me. This also saying, this is not just saying that we went up and then we went down. This is just saying that the euro gained more strength than the US dollar. Boom. And then it lost strength a little bit. So this goes into strengths because this is the euro dollar compared to the US dollar. But then you look over here at the chart, you still got all your other correlations. So like at the time earlier, what time is this? This is today. Yeah, this is today. So today, it looked like the euro and the Australian dollar was pretty strong at the same time because this is strong consolidation. This is just saying that, you know, like both pairs are pretty much like they're pretty strong at the time. I think the only one that was weak today was GBP USD. And I'm going to show how all the GBP USDs like really fell. Even though the euro rose, GBP fell. It's kind of more like a news standard thing. It was the news event that came out today. The news event came out positive for euro, and the euro is a stronger pair than the pound. So, like I know a lot of people trade GBPs, and that's why, because GBPs pay. Like, let me go to GA real quick. Like, just look at GA, this massive like down move today, and this was before this was before jobless claims even came out. So just with GA, I'm really salty I ain't getting GA. I thought about getting in right here, and I was like, nah, I don't like to rush my entry, and then it went down anyway. But just from 6 this morning all the way down, what's this, by 11? GA moved about like 300 pips. And that's just because it's a weaker pair. So you see more slides. That's why, like on a fundamental standpoint, I like to trade like fundamentals a lot too. And you see lately that the pound and the Aussie, they were strong at the same time. But now the pound is just starting to fall. So Australian dollar, you will see AUDs go up, you will see pounds go down. GBP and the CAD, it's a little bit of strength, but pound falling. Chef falling. Chef gained strength today. I don't understand how it gained strength today, but it gained strength today. So the Chef dollar went up, so that made the pound go down even lower than it was. GJ, I don't really understand like I don't really understand the fundamentals too much, but I understand it enough to know which one is rising, which one is falling. It's a website that I got too that can really help. I'm gonna show that at the end of the call. But yeah, so on and so forth. So you see all these AUDs, they going up, kind of, sort of. They kind of battling with the other pairs. Right now, these NZDs, they kind of doing the same thing as the AUDs. They're both in the same session. The CADs, they kind of falling, they slipping a little bit. So right now, like the Chef dollars, see, let me go to GBP Chef. I'm not gonna go too fast, but the Chef yen, it went up pretty quick. And GBP Chef fell down pretty quick too. And just by understanding that, the Swiss franc has more strength than the pound. So that means the pound is weak. Today the dollar was decently strong. So let's check GU, the pound and the dollar. It fell. So on and so forth. So on and so forth. So as far as for now, like on a fundamental standpoint, the momentum is behind EU. Let me hide this real quick. The momentum it's kind of sort of behind the EU, but you see this more bullish move on the EU and this pullback than you do on GU. Like GU is 9 times out of 10 going to go lower. From the simple fact, if you know about the MAs, it's slide. I'm looking for sales. That's why earlier I was saying like it's possible to like look for a buy because I seen like a little head and shoulders. Let me go back and see. Smaller head and shoulders. Okay, boom. It's like right here. And it's actually doing what I thought it was going to do. It looked like it's doing what I thought it was going to do. Come right here. Head and shoulders. Let's see. Left shoulder right here. Oh, hold on, messed it up. Try it again. No. So I got my left shoulders. I don't do head and shoulders often, but left shoulder, you got your head right here because you got this low, and then you got this low right here. It started to come back down just a little bit, but that was pretty much like still enough because it still made a head and shoulder. And then it came back up like just a tad bit, and it came down again. Boom, boom, like a little smaller head and shoulders. I expected the retest, and the retest is what happened. This is the retest. My left shoulder, my head, my right shoulder, to make it more clear. Where's the? There we go. Boom. To make it more clear, this is my left shoulder, this is my head, this is my right shoulder. And always, before you really like jump into a move, like even if you see the right shoulder forming, like if you want to be like really, really safe, then you just wait for the retest because you know, like good support and resistance areas, they always have to come back and get tested. Let me draw the support line right here. This is the right shoulder. You see how it came back and tested that right shoulder right there. If somebody did get in at this point, they'll probably be of a cooler 20 pip. Ain't nothing bad. And then I'm still expecting it to go up too. And I'm expecting it to go up because I want to take that sell back down. Like we don't sell when the price is already low, especially at the end of the day like this. You know, too far, I'll make it more clear. What I was peeping, y'all know me, drop the field, high below. And ideally, I want to come back somewhere to between that 618, 88% area. Ideally to this candle. Like that would be nice if I got it like right back to that candle. Ooh, excuse me. If y'all got any other pairs y'all want me to like go over, I'm still gonna work with mine. But if y'all got something y'all want me to go over or a specific topic, like y'all drop it in the chat. Go over whatever. So this is the last candle for the down move. Pop out this ray. Boom. So ideally, like I do want to come back between the 718, 88% area. And that's what I'm getting so far. And if I was inclined to still take the sell, be like right here, right up under that candle. Classic setup. But I still do have to like, I'm just like showing an example right now. I still do have to like double back and actually look at the pair. Like I don't just like whip it up real quick and then send it out. Like I have to like actually go through the whole steps into like, you know, my whole process before I send it out. So stop loss, ideally stop loss will be right here. Where I'm going, breaking the low. Same thing every time. Ideally risking about 50 pips. Yeah, I don't like that. You know, I do the 35. Risking about like 50 pips for about 213. Another reason why I like this sell idea is because like these white lines, these are like weekly and monthly order blocks. These dotted lines are weekly order blocks. And then you see on the daily right here, we got this last little down candle for the up, before the up move. Little choppy one right here. Probably see that move real quick. You'll never know. See that little dip down, then take off. It makes sense. It is a daily order block. Like them daily order blocks do get rejected pretty nicely. So ideally, like this will be my ideal target if I just swung it some more. Break it up. And then just going about like just going off of what's going on right now with the dollar gaining strength, or the dollar losing strength, the euro being more stronger than the pound, it just makes sense. Let's take a look at EG. That's why EG has been going up for a long time. I missed my little sale that I was supposed to call highly, highly salty. I got some of it, but I ain't get all that I wanted. But it is what it is. So you see EG, we've been having this very, very big up move for a while now. That's because, yes, all GBPs bearish, like all of them falling. So since GBPs are bearish, that's why EG was bullish, because the euro was gaining strength, the pound was losing strength. So let's look at the GBPs like GA. I know the Aussie is gaining the strength. The CAD had some nice little strength. The oil inventories came out today. I was surprised too. They had more like oil than they expected. So that made the CAD go up, because the CAD is, I think, is one of the biggest importers of oil. So the Swiss franc gained today. I'm sure it was probably because of some of the news. The dollar did lose strength. That makes sense. When people are scared of losing money, they put their money in Swiss franc. So I'm sure gold went up today. I didn't peep gold, but I'll check gold before the call over with. GJ, same thing. I don't really know too much about the yen right now. Now, GBP and ZD, you get paid. You still got to be careful, though, because, like, I caught some of it early this morning, but it was like a quick grab. Like, you got to, like, be real careful on your move, because just this move, what time is this? This move was about 8 in the morning, and that was just about like 111 pip move itself. So that whole morning, this New York session, that was about like 300 pips. Well, that was about like 8 in the morning till about, this is a 4-hour candle. So this is about 8 in the morning till about like 16, I believe so. Let's see. Yeah, about 5. Yeah, about 5 all the way to 11. So the whole trading day. This was just like GA, like EA, GA, EN, GN, Swiss franc and Swiss franc and JPY, they're gonna get you paid. DJ too. DJ definitely pays. I never really mess with AUD CAD, but I see AUD CAD pays pretty nice too. You got this little up move right here. It's about like nice 50 foot move. That ain't too bad. So yeah, if you really want to really get your pills real quick, then you should definitely like try those pairs. If you more of like a slow conservative trader, especially if you like trade off the structure and you don't want to like, because like sometimes like when I press a stop loss on a pair that move fast, that small candle is a big stop loss. So I like for my stop losses to like actually like like have the ideal like size of the candle. So like Euro Swiss franc, this little down move, it's a big down move, but it's like a 50 pip down move. On AUD CAD, this probably would have been like a 60, 66, 70 pip down move. Euro GBP too, like real aggressive like move, so on and so forth. So you see like pretty much how the pairs correlate. I don't know if anybody needs it. I'll probably drop it back in the chat anyway. So let's peep what boys got. This AU. This AU look nice. I got this 1 hour order block right here. That's why I really got my eye on, like heavy. And then right below that is like a 15-minute order block. So if it does dip a little bit lower, like I do partial trades. So like I'm gonna do like a 0.01 or 0.02 at a time. Like that's just me. So like when it goes lower, because I'm always confident in my analysis. I ain't gonna lie, like last week, like I had a lot of trades that was going out, and a lot of them, they probably stayed red for a minute, but ideally they never hit stop loss. Like I either move my stop loss to break even real quick, or they just like never went in that direction. So like I pretty much just like have a habit of holding my trade like until they go up and hit. Usually once it hit break even, if I feel like getting in again, then I'll definitely get in again. But let's say for example like this, going down. If we come right here and hit that order block and we don't reject it real quick, but we do reject here, then I'm into my extra point on one or my extra point on two or whatever, and then take it up. Even if I lose, I won't lose. Like think about it, you won't lose as bad. This will risk to reward come in. That's actually what I want to do the call over, but I actually didn't have my I didn't have my notes and everything planned. Like I was really just marking up for the rest of the day. I didn't have a plan. I just came on here, talk about something I know everybody wants to talk about. So let's see. And right here. So when I take my trades, this is how they look like. I got one trade that's already taken, and then I got another trade like sitting just a little bit below. Now the stop losses are smaller. So this one is like a 24 pip stop loss, but this one's like a 35 pip stop loss. So I won't be risking as much. Like, if you twin trading cool. Like I'm not knocking nobody hustle. Like that's just how I trade specifically because like if it goes lower, I'm losing less. Like instead of me like getting like that's just me like personally. So when we take it up, since I got in lower, I'm going to get a higher reward too. If I assuming that I just hold it up at the time. Another thing, like I was taking my trades last week, and even though they hit break even, like I could have, like I always secure partials because like if you only got like one or like if your whole trade go break even, then it's like you never like really made money, but at the same time, like at least get something out of it. Like if this trade go up right and it go up 20 pips, because I 20 pip and dip too. Yo, what's good? I probably have my 20 pip like right here to probably be my 20 pip and dip. So when it dip down here and then go up about 20 pips, then that would be the one that I would have like a higher risk on, like maybe like a 0.05, 0.06 or whatever. So by the time it hits 20 pips, like that's the one I can move. I can move that one to break even, and I can move this one to break even too. But this one, I'm actually gonna move into break even closer, like up here. So that way, even if a trade turn around, I don't like doing it too early, but at the same time, like if the trade turns around, at least I secured some profit. Like I secured more than like my break even profit, and then this one will probably stay break even. And then if it come back and get hit, then I mean it's all good. But at the end of the day, like you made money, like because I see it. That's pretty much like how it go. Like you might not always get the full move. I set my trades up like this for like swing trades, but if I don't get the full move, then I just don't get the move I expect. But I ain't gonna lie, like most times I get the move I expect. I just have to like get in the habit of like holding my trade. I gotta go through this too. I be tripping. But yeah, so with EU now, we've seen the EU gain super strength today. I was just about to call out a trade, but it didn't really dip down like right to my area. It didn't dip down low enough to where I wanted it to. I wanted that dip to that 1 hour order block, and then I was gonna take it. But it never dipped like it did dip. I think it was this a GU. Oh yeah, it was GU. I was on coffee pips tomorrow. I'm tripping. It's no. This morning? Oh yeah, it was this one. I'm glad I didn't call it up. That's why I don't like jumping in the trades either, because I don't want to. I don't want to send out no boo boo trade. GBP Chef. Yeah, let me check that out. That GBP Chef should go up because the pound do need to retrace after that bad day it had today. This was it right here, y'all. This is what I was trying to call out today, and I'm definitely glad I did not call it out. We got this last little down candle right here, and you see it was hovering above it, and it dipped down in it, but it didn't give me the exact move that I wanted. It actually pushed up first before it did down. Once it pushed up, I was like, nah, I'm good on it. By the time I looked back at it, I was like, nah, I don't think that's a cooler trade. But let me check GBP Chef real quick and see what other thing got going on. GBP Chef. All right. That buy, I ain't gonna lie, buy ideal target that I want to hold it to. If I did take it, it would be right here. Because like we still sliding, and I know we do need to retrace. As far as for like the strengths, I know the pound weak, and like it definitely need to retrace for a little minute. Let's go down to the lower time frame and see what we're looking at. You see that MA? That MA want to cross. Usually when that MA cross, that's definitely a sign that it want to go up. This look like classic accumulation, like on whack off style. Accumulation. I'm gonna just show like the quick points. Like I'm gonna show the quick points. I'm not gonna show a picture of it, but I'm gonna show the quick points that you can see to know that like it's accumulating and it's about to get ready to take off and go up. So you got this major push down. Usually you'll see a candle like this, a candle that kind of like stops the whole selling. And mind you, you're gonna come off of a strong selling. And then you see this little stop point right here. Then you get that bounce up, fall down right here again, boom. And then you come up real quick. Hold up. You come up real quick right here. And then you come down one more time, usually right here, or it'll probably come down like right here. And then you'll get another test. What I expect next, it will probably come up here real quick. And then this is what I see. Because the buy is still cool. Like, what you got for your stop loss? Like, the buy is still cool. It can definitely work out. I'll get that push up here. Get that push down real quick. Probably not too low. Probably like right here. And then we'll probably get that correction up. Move up again. Break up here. Stay like that. Go sideways. And then we start getting that push up again. And that's usually how whack off like pretty much goes. So just by looking at this 15-minute, that looks ideal. 16191. 16191. Okay, so I'm gonna just guess real quick. I'm gonna just say like about right here. 16191. Ain't too bad. Yeah, up top. Let's see. 16191. Oh, that ain't bad. 16191. Yeah, like just assuming, like I just plotted that right there. Just assuming that, and then we stretch this out. I jump out to the 1 hour. Yeah, you see all of that selling. All of that selling is up 8 pips. Yes, sir. Let's go, bro. Hey, that trade gonna keep taking off. Just give it a little minute. Once that whack off distribution finishes, especially London coming up at about, well, like in a couple of hours, definitely could happen. Even though it is Friday, well, it's Friday in the trading week, so the markets tend to move a little bit slow. But I noticed like the last time you get that last big push is London. Like London usually move about like 60, 80 pips before the weekend hit. And then like if it's some news tomorrow or something I don't think it's no news tomorrow, but if it's something going on tomorrow, then we'll definitely get some move. But anyway, this GBP Chef. Zoom in. Yeah, all this imbalance down here. A little bit of this imbalance up here. You got this 4-hour order block right here. That's ideal where I'm coming to. That's the target. Because if I was selling this, like ideally I would sell this because you see we've been going down for a long time. And this is the 4-hour, so we trade with the trend. So the next thing I would expect is for it to come back up here before we fall down again. It could still keep going up. Like, never know. I don't really mess with GBP Chef. I did with Euro Chef. Highly salty. I was in a buy, and I got out the buy because I seen a sale coming, but the buy ended up working out. I think it was this buy. Highly saucy. 100 pips. Yeah, about 100 pip move. Highly saucy. But it's all good. What else I got cooking? What else I got? AN. AN, cool. It's got a lot going on. Let me delete this. This is ugly. So I also said medium risk. A lot of point of interest is up top. So this is one like I would probably like be aiming for like a 20 pip and dip, and I wanted to like ride it with like a lower lot too, because right here we do have equal highs. We got very equal highs. We know those equal highs got to be broken, and we also got this 4-hour order block right here. We got this small little buy candle. Then we got this boom, this aggressive sell. So I would definitely expect for it to come back up to that. But when I looked at it closely enough, we do got equal highs. Like that order block is equal highs. It spiked it just a little bit, but it ain't really like spiking too much. The high of this is 9599. The high of this is 9601. So it spiked it by like 0.2 pips. So that's something that's kind of like, it catches my eye. This one too. It's a 4-hour order block right here, just sitting on top, never been touched. Usually when there's never touched, the market tends to want to come back and touch it. So that's just something to keep my eye out on. But like looking at structure, got your high, your low, sideways, your low, your low. We coming back up, should make a new high before we go back down again. Plus below, we got a daily order block. It's kind of messy to see. I think it's way back. Oops. Let's see. Ooh, it's missing. You can't really see it. It's very messy. Nasty. All right, boom, right here. So that's where I expect it to come back to, especially with these lows right here. Let's spike these lows. Let's hit this daily order block. Let's maybe take off a little bit up to the upside. All of this over here look like we got relatively weak highs. So it looked like we could keep going down. We could go down for a minute to go right back up, especially on a higher time frame. I'm very bullish. So I'm not too inclined for the sale, but I am like interested in that buy. Like that buy looks like it's going to go hard. I didn't set a limit just yet. I didn't type it out or nothing because it's not too close to the area. Once it gets like, once I see these highs break, that's when I'm gonna call it out. But mind you, like still like be careful too. This is 14 pip stop loss, but the reward about 142 pips. So that's a nice payout, but still like I'm still like cautious of what's going on above. So that's AN. NJ. NJ was close, but I don't think it never went up to my area. Yeah, NJ never went up to my area. Highly salty. But NJ cool. NJ cool. I want to go down. These lines right here, these are weekly. This is a weekly order block. So everything in between this area is all within that weekly order block. So it's a lot of structure within this area. If I look still within this area, this imbalance did get filled. Like if you look over here, it did come back and fill that imbalance. But it never touched this last down counter for a move. Like it didn't touch it at all. So it's assuming that it would get touched. We look right here. These are like relatively equal lows. When you go in on a 1 hour, they're more clear. And these right here, these are very equal lows. Still got a little imbalance to fill. So it's a lot of clues that's telling me we want to go down. So of course, if we want to go down, you already know the drill. Fill from the high to the low. We want to come back up. We want to fall down. We don't have anything else to go from, especially on this 4 hour, because if you look, this candle came back and got touched. This candle, all of this, they got taken out. This candle, all of that got taken out. This candle right here, boom, banks came and took that out. So I drew my fear from this high to this low, assuming that will come back somewhat within this range, especially within this order block, then fall down again. And just going off of this, like that looks like exactly what's going on. Drop to the 1 hour. I was looking for it earlier, but it never pushed up how I thought it would. I shouldn't expect it anyways. I mean, like I said, it's Friday, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But I can actually sit up like once they get closer and our people, then I send out these limits. I'll be up tonight for London, but I ain't really looking for nothing too special. What else I had? NU was the last one I had, and then like I said, if y'all want me to go over anything else, any other paths, any other topics, y'all just let me know. Like I ain't tripping. All right, bet. So NU, the reason I looked at NU is because I was actually I was looking at the indexes because it's on my little to-do list. See my laptop, to-do list, already ready. So on my to-do list, I know I had to mark up these indexes, and I was just running through them earlier. I already had the DXY marked up earlier, and just in case anybody is like, I'm gonna come back to this. The DXY look nice. The DXY look nice, and I'm gonna end my call with that. But going all the way down to the ZXY, this is what I was paying attention to because the New Zealand dollar, the Australian dollar, they correlate. They in the same section. Like we would trade these in the time zone that we're in right now. So for NZD, but they don't move the exact same. Like just like euro and pound, one has to be stronger than the other. So in New Zealand, I'm seeing this slide up. You got the retail, the retail trend line, touch, come back up a little bit, touch. It didn't really break this trend line. So ideally, it technically want to keep going up until we get this break. Then we might start seeing some slide down. For the AXY, we kind of got it just a little bit. Start from right here. We kind of got it a few times, but it kept really going up. Even on this one, I was expecting for Australian dollar to fall just a little bit, and it did pretty much fall. But I don't know if it's still falling yet because the last thing that we broke on this weekly was a high all the way back there. I don't see it. All the way back there. All the way back. Back. Hold on, family. All right, boom. So this high that poked all the way out, this high was spiked. When I go back into future times, I think last week it was probably a spike. So once you get a spike of a high, usually once you get that little quick push of a high, you get that little retracement real quick, and that's what happened. And this is on the weekly. So with this big move up, and then this quick move down, go on to the daily, that's exactly what we saw. Like I said, I'm not too sure what happened with the Australian dollar today, but I know we're bullish. If we look at every time frame, we still bullish. Even though we probably slid down for a little bit, we still gained a little strength. But for the most part, we still bullish. We just went down for a little bit. So I'm still bullish when I still want to go back up. Same thing for the NZDs. But for the NZDs, I really, really want to go up because we did break this trend line. We got a lot of clues telling us that we want to keep going up. We still got this trend line, not this trend line. We still got these EMAs crossing up saying that we want to go up. Let's speak the weekly. Where's it at? It didn't save. It's all good. I can see it. Well, on the weekly, I thought I had it earlier. TradeView didn't save my stuff. TradeView really be tripping lately. So we got this set of highs, right? And we sitting right on top of it that high. We got that rejection from it. But since we got these equal highs, come on now. We know where we're going. We still bullish. We might as well stay bullish. Especially when we bullish on this weekly too. So on every time frame, I'm bullish. You look back here, we still got equal highs. Still got some relative equal highs. So it's a lot of targets to the upside. So just by understanding this, I'm bullish on New Zealand dollar. So let's go to NZD. NZD, JP, no, sure, NZD USD. Boom. Okay. So I had my little note up top. Y'all can't really see it. I was saying NZD is very bullish. It is very, 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 very bullish. Like no matter what, it might be sliding down a little bit, but for the most part, like we still been bullish for a long time. Not too sure when we're gonna go bearish, but we just trade with the trend. The trend is definitely our friend. What we got cooking? Okay, let me hide this. All right, y'all stick with me on this one because I got a lot of drawings and I don't want y'all to get confused on my drawings. So right now we can obviously see we're going up. We got this low move down. We got this high move up. And we got like a strong little imbalance. And right under that imbalance is an order block. This is the order block. This is the last down candle that never got touched. And then you see this very, very sharp move up too. Let me go down to the hour, make it more clear. Great move down. All this little space. Let's keep going up. So ideally, that's what I got. We are sliding down. High, low, broke that high, came down, made a low, broke that high, came down, made a low. It's taking highs as it's walking its way down. So I still have to keep expecting for it to come down. Just by going off of what I see now, which is so, you got this high, you got this low, and then look what you see. You still see equal lows on this 1 hour right here. Like right here. 1 hour equal lows. You got this little order block that it came back to earlier this morning. And then once it came back to the order block, it just pretty much just sat there. So I expect for that low to get broke. If you look down here, you can't really peek. Ooh, there we go. My bad, fam. Hold on. All right, there. So peep down here, you can't really see, but you do got this strong little low, and then we started working our way up. Look to the left. Always look to the left. You got another low exactly like it. Definitely equal lows. Definitely equal lows. I just seen the same thing on NJ. It was definitely equal lows. You got this very, very big imbalance right here to the downside too. This very big gap. You got this last little down candle for the up move, and you know it's a sell to buy candle because look at how we've been going up before. And then when we came right here, we spiked the low. We spiked this low that a lot of people were buying from, and then we took off and went up like very aggressively. And it was early in the morning too. Come on now, let's peep volume on. Like let's see how many people was actually in this market at the time. I always pop volume to see like how many like players are actually active. This is how you can. This also how you can know like how busy it is. How you know the banks in the market too. When it's low, like in midday, like this is like what's this? This is like 11 all the way to like when London, yeah, about London, and then after London, that's when we got that spike up. So it's the same thing right here with these candlesticks. This was London. This was at the start of London, and then after this low, when this low was spiked, it came back and spiked it real quick. Even Ryan said it on top of Phil's one time, like the New York session usually takes London's liquidity, and that's what's going on. You got people that's buying right here. You got people that's selling up here. They took them lows real quick, took all those buyers, and they took out all those sellers, and they actually moved price up exactly how they wanted. So let me pop the eye back out because this is ideally what I'm looking at. Like this is exactly what I'm looking at. This is my first idea. I got like a second idea right here. That's because this is on the 1 hour, And this is also a candle that's not touched. So I'm being aware of that. But at the same time, like my stop loss is within this whole area. So I don't expect it to come out the area. And I don't think it's a big stop loss either. So let me see. Let's see what's going on. So yeah. So as of right now, it could get that little buy up, somewhere up into this area, especially with this last little candle here. This last little up move before we get this down move. It's possibility that we could come up there before we turn down again. It does pretty much go with the trend, but I'm going off of the like actual big trend for this one. This is the immediate trend. We could get the immediate move down, but as we get in that move down, I'm taking it down here. Like this is my ideal target. So I'm gonna keep selling NZD until like I get my area pretty much. If we're going back over correlations, it's kind of tough like describing that because like I want a big drop on NZD before I buy it up, and for AU I want like a small drop before I get that buy up. So for AN, it actually makes sense because I'm trying to buy both, right? So they might not move up at the same rate because one is lower than the other. But for AN, I want this massive sell. Like I want this massive sell. It just makes sense. That sell is like down somewhere in like 50% of it's a daily order block and it's 50% of that whole high to low. But if you're looking at it now, 1 hour go in, yeah, I got this very, very big drop. But it's possible, like I go off of correlations, I go off of like I go over everything. Before I dip, let me show one more thing. And again, like I go as long as I need to. But if y'all don't have any questions, like if y'all do have a question, y'all got me a pair that y'all want me to like go over real quick before I end it, like just let me know. But I'm gonna show this real quick because I peeped it earlier. I actually got this from I got this from Patrick Kenny. Like he was on DeLorean one day and then he was going back and forth to the screen. Chart meter, strength meter, like always gonna come in handy. You see, like this is what I was talking about earlier. All the euros are strong. The euros was pretty strong. I don't think EA really went nowhere. EA went up. I don't know. EA stayed the same, but EuroCAD went up. I think EJ went up for a little while. EG definitely went up. Euro USD went up. The GBPs, all the GBPs are down. GA, GCAD, GChef, GJ, GN, GU, they all down because they're doing terrible right now. Now look at the AUDs and the NZDs. They're not really the same, but you see the NZD has more strength and the AUD has a little less strength. So it just depends like what you compare it to at the time. I don't know when it actually like updated, but this is like a good guy. I just really realized this today. Just like going about my day or whatever. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like using everything that I just showed y'all, like that's pretty much like how I cook up my trades. Like I just use. Man, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but my phone just died. That's why I was talking from. But anyway, I'm glad y'all got on the call. I'm really hope y'all got some value from the call. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Y'all stay safe trading. Everybody have a good night. And y'all stay safe. Be blessed.